Less than 36 hours after Paris' attack, Democratic candidates take the debate stage, switching gears to focus on terror.
We have to look at ISIS as the leading threat of an international terror network. It cannot be contained. It must be defeated. This cannot be an American fight, although American leadership is essential.
This actually is America's fight. We need to be much more far-thinking in this new 21st century era of nation-state failures and conflict.
What we need to do is lead an international coalition which includes, very significantly, the Muslim nations in that region who are going to have to fight and defend their way of life.
Okay, so which one of them had the best security plan? Joining us right now, and you have to pick one. Air Force veteran Lieutenant General Richard Newton's here. U.S. Army vet Jim Hansen of the Center for Security Policy, and Congressman Lee Zeldin, who served in the U.S. Army and deployed to Iraq and now is working for the U.S. government again with a suit on, this outfit on. Welcome to all of you. General, you heard a little bit of what took place last night.
I did.
They switched gears. Were you impressed with any of the three?
Well, I heard a lot of words. I'm really waiting to hear what would be the actions after, should they get into office. I think Governor O'Malley said this is America's fight.
Right.
And I think the sooner we recognize that and the sooner that we come up on the global stage and provide American leadership, that's going to be essential to winning this war. And let me also add, words matter. Terms matter. Global war on terror. That's what we're embarked in right now. And it's going to take American leadership to
Against radical Islam?
Against radical Islam.
All right. Jim.
I heard a word we hadn't heard yet in this entire campaign, jihad. All right, I am unaware of any religion that has jihad other than Islam. There's no Lutheran jihad. There's no Buddhist jihad. So by Hillary Clinton bringing that word into the campaign, she has effectively seeded the idea that Islam is where these people get their radical ideology. Well, that was a bonus.
I think so, too. But I think also you have to identify your enemy. Every military strategist says identify your enemy. What is wrong with saying radical Islam is the enemy? Because you have to know what their goal is. Their goal isn't to create an economic power. Their world is to make this entire globe Muslim.
That's right. You should say it. And if you want to eliminate a threat, the first thing you need to do is identify it. Quite frankly, all three of them, if they had an opportunity to implement their national security plan, it would cause more damage. They're debating just how many tens of thousands of Syrian refugees they want to have come to the U.S., for example.
Let's take a look at a map of the area, and the shaded areas are where ISIS controls. General, a lot of people say, what's the big deal? We're going to contain the threat like the president said we have done on Thursday, and little by little we're going to wear them out and take them down, this caliphate. What's the big deal about leaving them in power with that type of land grab in between Syria and Iraq?
Right. Well, the caliphate is established, and I believe that the basis of their power is land. Our next steps and part of our strategy needs to be that we're going to deny them that capabilities, also deny them the land. We're going to disrupt them.
Through air power?
Through air power and other national means that we have. It's not just military power as well. And then we're going to defeat them. You have to deny, disrupt, and defeat.
But the problem is, Jim, this is the most sophisticated attack that was done in France in quite some time. It's impressed military strategists like you guys. So they were able to pull off a simultaneous attack in the center of France, was already on high alert after they were hit last year. They were able to do that because they have a power base. They're no longer in caves. They have a judicial system. They have a tax system. They have an export-import system. What this has to stop, we can't just contain, we have to crush, don't we?
Well, we have to cut down the black flag. They are an intercontinental caliphate. They have adherents in Africa, in Asia, and now they've infiltrated Europe and the U.S. If we don't topple them where their headquarters is, we can't stop them.
We said this a year ago. You have to address the country, tell the country what needs to happen. We have to take the leadership role, but forget about counting on this coalition. Congressman, this coalition is a joke. They have no one's bombed except us in the Arab world since last March.
That's right. It's time for some of these newly motivated countries to step up their game. Obviously, the French, the German, the British, even the Russians are going to be more motivated after what happened to them. The Democrats last night were debating whether or not to contain or destroy. We need to move past that and actually have a plan to eliminate the threat.
They were also blaming, listen to Hillary Clinton and where this whole entire threat came from.
I have said the invasion of Iraq was a mistake, but I think if we're ever going to really tackle the problems posed by jihadi extreme terrorism, we need to understand it and realize that it has antecedents to what happened in Iraq, and we have to continue to be vigilant about it.
Okay, that's a motivational statement, locked in word scrabble. What does that mean? George Bush's fault?
No, I think what it means is that we have to now accept the fact that you need U.S. leadership in this fight. I think it also means that rather than apologize for whatever happened in the past, as we move forward, we have to lead. It's not about containment. Again, it's about defeating this terror.
Will anything get done in the G20 summit? The world is there. They are listening. Can we schedule a time within the next 2 weeks to finally end the civil war in Syria and get the world involved?
Well, we need to evolve the strategy. That's upgrading intelligence, firepower, manpower. If you're not dropping a bomb on their lap, you're putting a round in their forehead. If they want to meet Allah, it's time for us to help them with that greeting. Now, it's incredibly important at the G20 that they're looking at a strategy that's not working, and that they are coming out with a renewed effort, a renewed determination to eliminate the threat, which they don't have just yet.
Well, they better have. At least France has it now, and hopefully we will. Congressman Zeldin, Jim Hansen, Joe Newton, thanks so much.